one of the moments where I talk about, of course, I've been in social work over 25 years, so I have a lot of different lessons that I've learned and things that I've seen how life plays out for folks, of course, as they go from birth to death. I guess I put it that way. And like I said this morning, I definitely want to share one of those moments with y'all, and kind of talk about as far as aging and resources. Because I know, of course, I do intake calls. Of course, every day during the week when I'm at work, and I facilitate caregiver support groups as well. And one thing I do know, the last several support groups that I have facilitated, people of course are always asking about how can they take advantage of these resources that folks are saying are out there, or that I'm saying is out there, or that our agency is saying is out there. And one thing I always have to take people back to is just to let them understand, or try to get them to understand, is that yes, while we have all these resources, a lot of times these resources come from, of course, nonprofits, and they, of course, in those grants and stuff like that, come from our federal government. So there's always strings attached. There's usually, of course, you have to qualify for the services, unfortunately. And specifically, the one that I want to talk about this morning was talking about the Medicaid services. Some states may call it different, but it's the state sponsored Medicaid insurance that usually people who are pregnant, well, not everybody who's pregnant, but whoever qualifies for it, I guess I put it that way, can receive to when they're aging. That it can help pay for in-home caregivers. It can help pay for some the stays in the care homes, nursing facilities, and stuff like that. Yes, people get Medicare. I'm not talking about the Medicare. Medicare is federally sponsored as well, but any, I think over 65, I think that's when I think it's 60 or 65. One of those, I forgot which one, y'all. But you qualify for the Medicare. But this is about the Medicaid. Here in Arizona, it's called Alltex, the Arizona Long-Term Care System. In Missouri, we just call it the state Medicaid. So I don't know. I guess Missouri Medicaid. That's where I'm from, so that's what I still call it Medicaid, because I know that's what the services are to me. But no matter what state you live in, like I said, those Medicaid services, they always come with, like I said, I'll just say red tape, because I don't know what other word to use, but red tape. Just like I always talk about those red flags in relationships, this is a red tape in a resource relationship. I guess I put it that way. But when it like I said, I've had several caregivers this week in the past, maybe like the past month, several people asking about, they hear about the all text, they hear about the Medicaid, but why can't they receive it? They make too much money and all this kind of stuff. Like I always have to go over, I guess, like the rules and regulations. With Medicaid, you do have to qualify. I believe all states should have this. I'm pretty sure. You have to qualify. They have financial requirements, and they also have medical requirements as well. I'm not going to get into every single blow by blow requirement in this video at all. If you want to hear that, let me know in the comments. And I will, of course, do another video explaining a little bit more. But when you qualify financially for Medicaid, meaning that whatever rate they set, Missouri, I believe theirs was like, I'll just say $1,000, even though I know it's not that much. I think it was like $900 or 900 and some dollars, that your monthly income that you're receiving cannot make over. Here in Arizona, it's a lot more. I believe it's 27, 26, 27. I'll just say 2,700. What your income cannot go over, meaning that the income that you have coming in from pensions, Social Security, any other, I don't know, anybody else giving you money, that kind of thing, it cannot go over those amounts. If it does, that means you cannot qualify for this service in any state, whatever state whatever income limits the state has set. In order for you all to receive Medicaid services, um, that amount you cannot go over. That's in any state. And if you do go over, there's a thing called a Miller Trust, which you have to set up with an attorney, because, of course, that money would have to go into that trust, the extra money over the amount that they set. What the requirement is, it has to go into that trust. And, of course, you can spend that down. I guess that's the easiest way I can put that, because I know it's going to get very confusing. But when it comes to the finances, I mean the medical, the person that you're, of course, caring for, if it's yourself or someone else, they have to be nursing home standards, meaning that they have to be not all the way bed bound, but can do a lot of things for themselves as far as cooking, cleaning, dressing, bathing, all those types of things, or have dementia or Alzheimer's, or that kind of thing that's worsening as well. But like I said, there are certain requirements that people have to fit in order to receive those services. Yes, while you may fit the requirements medically, for those of us who have work jobs and get pensions and receive whatever it is, Social Security, all this kind of stuff after we retire and that kind of thing, we're thinking we're going to get all these services and get these things paid for. And a lot of times that is not the case, because our income, even though it's just paying our bills, our income is too high according to their standards. When you, like I said, when you're trying to receive services and resources, especially with the Medicaid, the state sponsored and federally sponsored insurance that covers the, like I said, the in-home caregiving and the stays in the care home. Like I said, they want you to be almost poor before you can receive those services financially. Meaning that you can't have 15 properties, you can't have 5, 6 cars, all these stocks and bonds and all this money. They feel if you have all those things, you can sell those things and pay for the services yourself. Is how they look at it. And like I said, I definitely want to just come on this morning with this quick video because I know a lot of people always ask, and I've of course asked, and I'm trying to figure out, of course, when I get older, am I even? I'm probably not gonna be able to receive this service either, according to their standards. I could be wrong. I know every year the amounts do go up, so I could be wrong. Whenever I do retire in 20, 30, 40 years, wherever the case may be, we'll see then. I have no idea. But as of right now, like I said, a lot of states, like I said, when it comes to those, or all states, when it comes to trying to receive Medicaid services, you have to fit their standards medically and financially. And I know that the caregivers let me know, because I've said the same thing to my supervisors and coworkers in the past. We're working all our lives for these things, thinking we're paying into these Medicaid systems, because it actually comes out in your taxes. Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, and there's something else that comes out too. No, FICA, but there's something else I thought that came out as well. But we're paying every paycheck. They take all this money out for these taxes to go into those things. But when we get older, we can't receive those things because we make, quote unquote, somewhat too much money according to the state Medicaid standards. And for those who do not work, don't do anything, sit on their ass all day, they can receive all those services. And I know food stamps included, food stamps, all those types of things. And I know a lot of folks, and I say it's unfair as well, but like I said, that's how these laws or federal government or whoever set these things up, I'm pretty sure it's the government, but whoever set these things up, like I said, we definitely have to be mindful of those things. I know it's something, of course, I got upset about it years ago and that kind of thing, realizing that, of course, once I retire, man, I didn't be able to get this service to even pay for a care home or a caregiver if I need that. Nobody can, a lot of folks are just receiving their basic income, their Social Security, and like I said, most states, that's too much. Social Security and pensions and that kind of thing. But like I said, we have to get smart about saving our own money as well. Preparing for stuff like this. That's what I always talk about. I know we want to, of course, do all this stuff with our money, go spending, go do all this stuff, but we have to think about we still have a life to lead after we retire and after we get older as well. Most folks live 20, 30 years, 40 years after they retire. Well, that'd be 100 or something, but at least until their 70s and 80s, put it that way. So at least 20, 30 years after you retire, you'll still be living, and you don't get that same income that you had coming in when you were working at all. It's usually about cut in half. So you still have to survive after that. And like I said, we still have to make sure that we can maintain some kind of level of living after that as well. So we have to get smart about, regardless as to whatever kind of resources I heard, that kind of thing that you may or may not qualify for, we have to get smart in, like I said, the ways that we're saving our money and the relationships that we're, of course, cultivating along the way. We're going to need people when we get older as well, whether it's young people, older people, whatever age people, to help take care of us too. Whether it's your kids, whether it's your nephews, nieces, grandkids, godkids, whoever it is. We will need that. Those relationships are greatly important. Even if you ain't got the money, those relationships are important because you know that you have somebody to, of course, come in to help take care of you when you need that service at some point. And they'll do out the kindness of their heart. Most caregivers are not paid caregivers unless their loved one receives that state Medicaid already and they can qualify to work for them through that Medicaid service to be paid as a caregiver. Otherwise, it's all, you're just doing it for free. But like I said, people, you still have to live after you retire, y'all. Get smart about the money you save, and like I said, especially them relationships. Those relationships do matter. The relationships matter, y'all, because I can't tell you how many times I see a lot of the clients I work with. They don't have friends. They don't have family. Nobody wants to, of course, call and check on them. They're not calling to check on anybody else. Sometimes the family dies off. I understand that. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes folks have all kind of arguments and different things that prevent folks from, of course, talking. I guess I put it that way, which it shouldn't, but it does for years, and people die like that. I understand that. Sometimes, like I said, relationships have just soured, and there's nothing that nobody can do about it. But at some point, hopefully, you can try to fix it if you can. If not, like I said, create some other relationships along the way, whether it's with church members, neighbors, whoever you're involved with, because you're going to need that support. Like I said, I can't tell you how many seniors I talk to who are alone. don't have anybody, don't have any support, don't even have anybody to come in to even check on them once a week. We have to get better with that with our relationships, y'all. Yes, this is about the Medicaid and the services that it's a hummingbird right outside my window that you can receive when you get older. But like I said, we have to be smarter about our aging. And I'm 47 years old. I'll be 48, so I got to be smart about that as well. I'm not just talking to y'all, I'm talking to me too. So with that, y'all, like I said, I want to have this social work moment with y'all. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. But please let me know down in the comments if you have any questions about this. Like I said, or if you want to see a more in-depth video about this as well. I cannot do every single 50 states because every state has different requirements. But I can talk just a little bit more if you need about different resources and that kind of thing to help those who may be aging or who may be aging in place or solo seniors who may need that help. So like I said, let me know in the comments. I definitely do not mind doing that. So I want to make sure y'all get the resources and the information that you need to help y'all thrive and grow as well. So with that, y'all, this is Tonetta, your social worker and your coach. I'll see y'all in the next daily vlog. Peace out, y'all, and have a good day.